Here to consult with you in person and answer any questions you may have about new and existing medications. You can even get free advice from our trusted experts day and night at Walgreens.com or the mobile app. Walgreens has all major brands of diabetes testing supplies like Accucheck and Walgreens TrueMetrics. That's not just good news, it's great news. Stop by and talk to your Walgreens pharmacist today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901.
Wins News Time, 311. Davis Discount Tire Traffic Center. Here's Greg Rice.
We've got problems in the Bronx. This report sponsored by Indeed. We've got this wreck on the eastbound cross Bronx getting over to Jerome Avenue at Block Settle Lane and back to a few and it's crossed. The GWB looking at a 30-minute ride into and across the span on the upper level. At least 20 to 25 on the lower level. Westbound Bruckner right out of the interchange. Also a wreck in the right lane. Here's what you need to know about the rest of the bridges and tunnels. That was quick at the inbound Lincoln. That's 15 to 20 minutes already. Holland Tunnel getting you into the city is about 10 minutes. Outbound Holland 30 to 45 minutes. Queensbound Throgs next slow but getting better. Whitestone Bridge sluggish across the span, and then the southbound Whitestone Expressway mess to Northern Boulevard. Inbound Midtown Tunnel's a mess, so is the outbound Brooklyn Bridge and the outbound upper level of the Manhattan Bridge. The westbound Staten Island Expressway now slowing from the Verrazano over to the Goethals in New Jersey. 80 westbound is slow over to Route 15 in Wharton. 287 northbound jammed to Ponton Lakes as they wrap up some construction, and the northbound Garden State Parkway and mess to exit 145. And now this message: are you hiring with Indeed? You can post a job in minutes, set up screener questions, then zero in on qualified candidates in an online dashboard. Get started at Indeed.com/hire. I'm Greg Rice on 1010 Wins.
Traffic sponsored by your Tri-State Mercedes dealers.
The redesigned Mercedes-Benz GLA compact SUV. Eye-catching style at an eye-catching price. Limited time offers at MBUSA.com or your local Mercedes-Benz dealer.
Wins News Time, 312. Now the official 1010 Wins AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here's meteorologist Dave Bowers with a live report.
Well, Larry, looking at clear to partly cloudy sky here this evening. Temperatures ranging from the upper 20s in many of the suburbs to about 33 in Midtown at daybreak. Pretty nice day tomorrow. As a matter of fact, pretty much like today. We'll get into the mid-40s, sunshine, patchy clouds. For tomorrow night, partly to mostly cloudy, we're going to call it. Could even see a snow shower around late at night into Sunday morning. Low about 32. But the clouds will break for some sun on Sunday with a high 43. Monday, lots of sunshine, a high of 46, and then hitting 50 degrees on Tuesday under a mostly sunny sky. We're at 47 in Central Park, partly sunny, and northwest wind at 10. Repeating the current temperature, 47, going down to 33 in Midtown. I'm meteorologist Dave Bowers on New York's weather station, 1010 Wins.
Wins News Time, 313.
100% devoted to world-class heart care. 100% devoted to state-of-the-art technology. 100% devoted to the least invasive heart surgery. At Northwell Health, we know how sensitive hearts can be. That's why we were one of the first health systems in New York to offer minimally invasive heart valve surgery. Known as TAVR, this procedure uses state-of-the-art imaging to place an artificial valve in your heart with total precision. It's the latest in cardiac technology to treat your heart with the care it deserves. And it's another way we're not just raising our standard, but the standard of care. Devoted to 100% of your heart. Heart valve. Northwell Health. Look north.
Strive, verb, to make strenuous efforts towards any goal. At Land Rover Manhattan, we have new ownership, and with that, a new mindset, a reconfirmed commitment to a luxury car-buying experience that's just as exceptional as the vehicles we offer. Like the 2017 Range Rover SE, now only $799 a month. Join the Land Rover, only adventure Saturdays. New ownership, new mindset. Elevate to elite. Only at LandRoverManhattan.com. Sign at 6664. Call 888-698-4801 for details.
Wins News Time, 315. Time for 1010 Wins Sports. Here's Erica for sports.
All right, Larry, there's spring baseball today in Tampa. The Yanks playing the Red Sox at the Boss right now. Aaron Boone trying something different, having Aaron Judge at the top of the order. So far, Judge struck out looking, grounded into a double play and single. The Yankees trail the Red Sox 3-0 in the 7th. Masahiro Tanaka pitched 5 2/3, allowed a solo shot on 5 hits, walked none, fanned 6. Brendan Drury left this game after getting hit by a pitch, so he's headed for x-rays on his left arm. The Mets are at home today taking on the Cardinals. Michael Conforto playing in his first spring game. Right now top 7, and the Cards are in front 5-1. Drew Gagnon, the starter for the Mets today, he worked 4 innings, allowed a couple of RBI singles on 5 hits. He walked none and struck out 2. On the injury front, Rafael Montero will have Tommy John surgery to repair a torn ligament in his right elbow, so he's done for the season. The Sweet 16 highlights the action at the NCAA tournament tonight. 4 more games on the docket, including Syracuse taking on Duke. The Blue Devils held the Orange to 44 points back in February, their lowest scoring output of the season. Zone defense, the storyline here, something Duke head coach Mike Krzyzewski adopted from his days of coaching Team USA with Syracuse head coach Jim Boeheim.
I think with this team, he felt this was the right defense for this team, and that's kind of what I used to go through when we played both. Yeah, I think he's done a great job of using a 2-3 zone and differently than we play it.
Also tonight, Clemson will take on Kansas. West Virginia tips off against Villanova, and Texas Tech battles Purdue. And you can hear the late games on the Fan following the Nets and Raptors in Toronto. That game on WFAN begins at 7:15. The Knicks will host the Timberwolves. Hockey, the Devils face off against the Penguins in Pittsburgh. Coverage on WFAN.com and One Jersey Network at 6:50. From the NFL, the Jets will reportedly be signing former Falcons wide receiver Andre Roberts. Last night, they came to terms with wide receiver Terrell Pryor. And according to reports, the Jets are in the running for Ndamukong Suh, having apparently offered him the biggest contract. Sports at 15 and 45 around the clock. Erica Herskowitz, 1010 Wins Sports.
From City Island to Staten Island, Bay Ridge to Bayside. If it's happening in your area, it's happening now on 1010 Wins.
Do you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS? Are you facing potential wage garnishments, levies, or tax liens? With a call to the Attorney's Tax Relief Helpline, you can get the tax help you need through special programs that can reduce your liability by thousands of dollars. Pick up your mobile phone and dial *1234. Yes, that's right. Pick up your mobile phone and dial *1234. Once you qualify and enroll, the IRS will stop all collection activities against you. Attorney's Tax Relief has been helping consumers reduce their debt and are trusted and accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Again, on your mobile phone, dial *1234. That's *1234. If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more, call Attorney's Tax Relief now and get free information and to see if you qualify. You can fix this, but don't wait any longer. Pick up your mobile phone and dial *1234. That's *1234.
Hi guys, remember me?
We came by as you were moving out of one house
And into another. This will be the third.
WCBS Cellmate and call the Mavis Discount Tire Traffic Tip Line at 212-975-8888. Then southbound delays on the Garden State Parkway between 151 and 145. Getting reports now of a vehicle fire eastbound on Route 24 by Columbia Turnpike. 1, maybe 2 lanes are blocked with that. You've got delays back to 287 and westbound rubbernecking delays as well going back to the Short Hills Mall. Also, you've got delays northbound 287 between Route 10 and Route 80, and then more delays as you're approaching exit 52 in Riverdale. You've got problems on the Tappan Zee Bridge, slow heading into Rockland County, and more delays on the Deer State Thruway northbound between the Tappan Zee Bridge and the Palisades Mall. A little better news on the Spring northbound by Jackson Avenue. Looks like that crash cleared away. Delays are building in Connecticut on the Turnpike northbound from exit 5 in Stamford. Pockets of traffic all the way to exit 27 in Bridgeport, and the Merritt Parkway is also slow northbound through New Canaan, and then more delays as you're approaching Trumbull and on Long Island. Southern State westbound at Hempstead Avenue, a crash there blocking the left lane. Next traffic update less than 10 minutes away on WCBS. Now the 5-day forecast with CBS 2's Vanessa Murdoch.
Next 5 days looking really good, especially beyond the weekend. So here's the setup. Tonight, we'll see decreasing clouds and 30 degrees, your overnight low. Saturday, it's mostly sunny, very much like today, in the mid and upper 40s. Then late in the day, we might see some evening rain or snow showers. That trend continues overnight Saturday through the day on Sunday. Sunday's mostly cloudy with highs in the low 40s. Very chilly to wrap up the weekend with more clouds. So Saturday, the nicer half of your weekend. Monday, stunning, mostly sunny, mid to upper 40s. On Tuesday, mostly sunny and seasonable in the low 50s. By Wednesday, we're in the mid 50s with sunshine. Things looking really good moving forward. I'm meteorologist Vanessa Murdoch in the WCBS Weather Center.
It's 3:20.
Convicted felons corrupt state legislators. In Albany, it never ends. State Senator John Simpson convicted of obstruction of justice and lying to the FBI. Senator Malcolm Smith convicted of extortion. And Senator Hiram Montserrat convicted of domestic assault. And who was the Senate's chief counsel? Shelley Mayer. Shelley Mayer is part of the problem. The mayor even supported Shelley Silver after he secretly spent $100,000 of taxpayer money to settle sexual harassment charges. The ultimate Albany insider, Shelley Mayer learned her politics from these corrupt politicians, and now she wants to be our senator. Shelley Mayer is everything that's wrong with state government. If you want to change Albany, then don't vote for Shelley Mayer. She's just more of the same. Paid for by New Yorkers for a balanced Albany. Not expressly authorized or requested by any candidate's political committee or any of its agents.
To know right now, one, President Trump says he's not happy with the size of the $1.3 trillion spending bill, but he signed it to keep the military funded. Two, fire marshals search for the cause of last night's deadly fire in Harlem. 37-year-old firefighter Michael Davidson was killed. And three, French police kill a gunman who had killed 3 people and taken others hostage at a grocery store. ISIS is claiming responsibility. There are not many places left where you can smoke in New York City. WCBS reporter Rich Lamb says the sidewalk could be the next to go.
Peter Koo wants to ban smoking while walking down the sidewalk. His bill would carry a $50 fine and says while he does not believe police will make enforcing it a priority, most people, he says, are law-abiding and would not walk and smoke if it were illegal. Koo believes the law would be a first in the U.S., but
there's a law in Tokyo that forbids smoking and walking together, yeah.
Is that where you got your inspiration for this?
I told myself to do some research on the internet. So they find in Tokyo they have this law even 10 years ago.
We found Rodolfo standing still but puffing away on a sidewalk.
Well, I think it's crazy. Well, I think it's again personal freedom somehow. Then you need to ban cars also because cars pollute 1,000 times more than a cigarette.
But another smoker declared that he likes the idea because it would help him quit. In Lower Manhattan, Rich Lamb, WCBS News Radio 880.
Police in Hillside, New Jersey say an EMT with a private ambulance company stole 2 blank checks from a patient in his ambulance, signed them in the patient's name, then deposited them. Eric Fernandez faces theft and forgery charges. Police didn't say how much money he stole. 5 survivors who've been everywhere since the Parkland, Florida school shooting are now on newsstands across America.
Ahead of tomorrow's March for Our Lives rally for gun control, 5 survivors of the Stoneman Douglas High shooting in Parkland, Florida have made the cover of Time magazine. Written across the page, featuring Jacqueline Corin, Emma Gonzalez, David Hogg, Cameron Caskey, and Alex Wind, enough in all caps. Time credits the 5 for organizing the most powerful grassroots gun reform movement in nearly 2 decades. The question the magazine asks, can these kids actually do it? Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
The school district in Vineland, New Jersey is considering getting rid of its class rank system. Officials say that would encourage college admissions offices to focus on a student's overall achievements instead of just a single number. They say it would also encourage students to take non-weighted electives instead of worrying about losing their position. It's 3:24. We'll check the numbers on Wall Street next. Another sell-off underway this afternoon.
We work at Bethpage Federal Credit Union, so we care about what you care about.
Take our home equity line of credit, for example. And let you tap into the equity in your home.
To make home improvements.
Or to consolidate bills.
Or pay the phone.
Wait, no application.
Learn more at bethpage.com.
Or call 800-628-7070.
Bethpage Federal Credit Union. We care about what you care about.
The $5 minimum share account required. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
Are you taking Viagra for ED? Well, now you can take sildenafil, the active ingredient in Viagra, in generic 20 milligrams for $2 per tablet. That is a savings of $40 per dose. Marley Drug is a North Carolina pharmacy delivering generic sildenafil right to your door. For information on sildenafil, go to marleygenerics.com or call us at 1-800-852-8976. That's 1-800-852-8976. 1-800-852-8976.
3:25 at WCBS. Now the numbers from Wall Street. Here's Tracy Johnke at Bloomberg.
Michael, the Dow is dropping 300 points to 23,559. That's a level we haven't seen since November of last year when the Dow was on the way up. NASDAQ is down 118 points. The S&P down 40. We saw a wave of relief run through Wall Street not 2 hours ago when President Trump signed a spending bill that keeps the government running another 6 months. The challenges persist. Bank and technology stocks are falling as China takes its first step in retaliating against U.S. tariffs. It's imposing $3 billion of tariffs on U.S. goods. It says more are coming. And chipmaker stocks are tumbling. One of the industry's top performers is Micron, which has benefited from a surge in the use of its chips in everything from home appliances to computers. News at 25 and 55 past every hour. Tracy Johnke, Bloomberg Business for WCBS News Radio 880.
Here in the New York metro area, you've almost never seen a window and patio door sale like this. And for just 2 more weeks, it's one of Renewal by Anderson's absolute best sales. I'm Larry Landis, the local owner of Renewal by Anderson. Save $325 on every window, save $850 on every patio door, and as a bonus, get an upgrade to our smart sunglasses. You have to call before March 31st to save $325 on every window, save $850 on every patio door, and get upgraded to our energy-efficient smart sunglass. And with our financing, don't pay anything for 1 year. It's Renewal by Anderson's 31-day sale, and you've got just 2 weeks left. Call 1-800-613-8400. 1-800-613-8400. That's 1-800-613-8400.
Offer not available in all areas. Conditions and restrictions apply. Call for license information.
After a rough day on the range, a fella can get a big sales sore. That's why I use Gleam U Original Super Strength Cream. It works fast and penetrates deep to soothe the tired muscles and joints.
And he don't stink.
And I'll tell you one thing, I had no idea this stuff was so darn handy.
Gleam U Original Super Strength Cream. Available at all major retailers. It works fast for long-lasting soothing of tired muscles and joints.
He won't stink.
When you're hiring, you don't want to waste time sorting through dozens of irrelevant resumes. You want an efficient way to get to a short list of qualified candidates. That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions based on your job requirements. Then zero in on qualified candidates using an intuitive online dashboard. Discover why 3 million businesses use Indeed for hiring. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.
It's 3:28. Traffic and weather together on the 8th Street Road. A car fire now? Yes, a car fire in Florham Park, Michael, on eastbound Route 24, right around Columbia Turnpike. At least one lane is blocked. Delays going back onto southbound 287 and westbound rubbernecking delays as well into that area. Still have a crash being cleared on the northbound Garden State Parkway by 145 and northbound Route 17 as you're approaching Lake Street and Upper Saddle River. You've got an accident there. Southbound delays too between Ridgewood Avenue and the Garden State Parkway and Route 3 on the westbound side. You've got delays as you're approaching Route 17. That long-term construction there, that's got the left lane blocked off. That's causing those delays going back beyond the eastern spur almost to Patterson Plank Road and Secaucus. Roxborough Parkway southbound in Westchester County by the Spring. You've got an accident taking out the right lane. On Long Island, problems as well on the westbound southern state of Hempstead Avenue. That accident's still there, and now it's got 2 lanes blocked. The left and the center lanes are blocked with that. In Queens, police activity eastbound LIE at the B2E are eastbound. Beyond that, you've got delays all the way out to Nassau County. It is an hour on the westbound Cross Bronx to the outbound George. Delays extending back now onto the 95 section of the Bruckner, which itself is jammed up northbound, heading up to Bell Parkway. This report is sponsored by Liberty Mutual. You have enough things to worry about every day. Insurance shouldn't be one of them. You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Here's CBS 2's Vanessa Murdoch with the latest weather forecast.
Well, thanks so much. Beautiful out there right now. Partly sunny, 47 in the city, but on Long Island, we've got clear skies and 45 at Islip. What's going to happen later on today? A few more clouds building on in and a slight chance of a stray rain or snow shower. Overnight, then the sky is clear, the numbers drop. Below freezing again, some patchy black ice possible tomorrow morning. Your Saturday looking phenomenal, mostly sunny and 46. Late Saturday, though, through Sunday, some rain or snow showers are possible. Saturday is quarter half of your weekend. I'm meteorologist Vanessa Murdoch from the WCBS Weather Center.
It's 3:30.
More than just the headlines. This is New York's News Radio, WCBS News Radio 880.
President Trump drops his veto threat and signs a $1.3 trillion budget budget deal, but he says he only did it to keep funding the military. A gunman claiming allegiance to ISIS kills 3 people and wounds 16 others in southern France before police gun him down. Critics worry the president's new national security advisor, John Bolton, has his own agenda and won't stick to the president's. A city councilman wants to ban smoking while walking in New York. Sports tonight, Syracuse takes on Duke in Sweet 16 action. Partly sunny, 47 degrees on this Friday, March 23rd. Good afternoon. I'm Steve Scott. And I'm Michael Wallace now, the WCBS Afternoon Roundup. WCBS News Time, 3:31. After threatening to veto it, President Trump held his nose and signed a $1.3 trillion spending bill, averting a government shutdown tonight.
There are a lot of things that we shouldn't have had in this bill, but we were, in a sense, forced. If we wanted to build our military, we were forced to have. There are some things that we should have in the bill.
CBS News White House correspondent Stephen Portnoy joins us. So, Stephen, let's start with what's in this bill that the president doesn't like.
Well, the fact that there's not enough funding in his mind for the border wall, that's one thing. And you hear him talk about things that Democrats had to, I would say they demanded, that they asked for, that Republicans gave them money for their priorities, think of early childhood education. The Democrats, as a part of their list of wins, cite more money for the opioid epidemic. So these are things that the president largely and on the whole describes as wasteful. He says that what needs to happen is that the Senate needs to end its filibuster rule to give the Republicans, who have 51 votes in the Senate, the power to pass whatever bills they'd like. The trouble for the president with respect to this idea is that there's not really an appetite amongst the Republican leaders in the Senate to do that. I mean, they only have 51 votes, and they could easily have 49 votes, and they'd lose control of the Senate, and then they'd lose all their leverage if there were no filibuster. Another reporter pointed out today that if there were no filibuster, then we'd be living in a country with cap and trade for climate change. We'd have a public option in health care. These are things that Democrats would have done with 51 votes if they had the ability to do it years ago.
Stephen, are there some things that the president really wanted in this budget that aren't there?
Well, mainly the money for the wall. But in calling for the wall money, it basically dredges up the whole debate that we've been having all year here in Washington about immigration. The president wants more money for the wall. Democrats say that they're open to that idea over time if the president is willing to give status to the Dreamers. The president says he's open to status for the Dreamers, but only if Democrats go along with the other immigration reforms that he wants that Democrats say they can't accept. Namely, an end to the family migration the president derides as chain migration, and an end to the visa lottery, the diversity visa lottery that Democrats say is worth, to some degree, keeping around. So you have no agreement. There has been no agreement. There's been no path to an agreement, and the leaders were happy with letting that sleeping dog lie for the moment, because the Trump administration right now is enjoined by the federal courts from ending DACA. So Republican leaders, with the assurance that they had from the White House yesterday that the president was going to sign the bill, worked with Democrat leaders to get this bill together, and it wound up passing both the House and Senate with a bipartisan majority. What happened at 8:55 this morning shocked Washington, D.C., when the president tweeted that he was considering vetoing a bill that had passed both houses when the White House told everyone here in town that the president would sign it.
All right, thank you, Stephen. CBS News correspondent Stephen Portnoy at the White House. ISIS is claiming responsibility for today's attack in southern France. A gunman killed 3 people and injured 16 others. CBS News correspondent Elizabeth Palmer is on our news line. Elizabeth, what can you tell us about this attack? Who was behind it, and how it eventually ended?
The attacker was a 26-year-old man.
There were fewer than 400 new HIV cases in the Philippines. In 2017, that number was over 11,000. That's an explosion in new cases, while worldwide the number of cases has fallen. There are concerns that a strain of HIV has arrived in the Philippines that hasn't been seen in that country before. Meanwhile, the Philippines is a country that struggles to balance social norms with proven public health strategies that cut HIV infections. Dr. Edsel Salvania is director of the Institute of Molecular Biology and Biotechnology at the University of the Philippines in Manila.
I trained in the United States from 2002 and 2008, and when I was doing med school back in the Philippines, I hardly saw any cases of HIV. And then when I came home in 2008 to start my practice in Manila, I saw about 12 new patients in about a month, and 6 of them died. So that was really a mystery to me, because before that, our epidemic in Manila had been called low and slow. And suddenly there was this unusual rise in the cases. So at that time, we really knew what we've seen is the subtype in the Philippines is more similar to the subtype that is found in the United States, type B. And sometime between 2003 and 2008, that completely flipped to 20% is now B.
Some of your own research sparked reports that this new subtype was also resistant to some of the key drugs that are used in PrEP, basically anti-HIV preventative treatment. Is that a problem here as well?
Right. So what that research is showing right now is that this subtype seems to be developing resistance.
That's the molecular biology part of this story. What about public policy and social awareness of HIV and AIDS? President Duterte in the Philippines has made some disparaging remarks about condoms, sending a message that maybe people shouldn't use them. So what does the Philippines need to do to tamp down on this huge rise in new cases?
Well, the Philippines is still a conservative Catholic country, and so we've really had some major issues trying to get people to use condoms for safe sex. I think that the fight with the church is really a problem, but I think we should probably focus on the things that we can do together rather than focusing on that particular issue. So education programs, access to treatment, those are really good starts that the Philippine government is doing, but I think part of the problem now that we're rolling out all these antiretrovirals is we're seeing increasing resistance, and that's part of where the molecular biology comes in, because even though in the United States you guys have 28 antiretroviral agents and we use 3 at a time to treat, in the Philippines we only have 6, and so at the end of a year we see about 10% of people failing treatment, and half of those who fail treatment actually don't have a good second line because they're resistant to multiple drugs.
Dr. Edsel Salvania, thanks for talking to me.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Edsel Salvania is director of the Institute of Molecular Biology and Biotechnology at the University of the Philippines.
The Takeaway will be right back. Want to bring us with you on the go? Subscribe to The Takeaway.
Yeah, and I love you. You guys are the greatest work of back in life.
We talk with them this afternoon on All Things Considered from NPR News. Weekdays starting at 4 on Double.
President Trump spoke in New Hampshire earlier this week, where he unveiled his new plan to tackle this crisis at the federal level, which included this goal.
We're going to cut nationwide opioid prescriptions by 1/3 over the next 3 years. We're also going to make sure that virtually all prescriptions reimbursed by the federal government follow best practices for prescribing.
Well, in some states, efforts to crack down on opioid prescribing are already underway, like in New Jersey.
There's a limit to the initial supply of prescription opiate painkillers to 7 days. That's a step in the right direction, I think, but that's not the cure-all.
That's Dr. Indra Sidambi. She's an addiction psychiatrist and medical director at the Center for Network Therapy in New Jersey. And she's one doctor urging caution here. Sidambi says that too many restrictions on prescribing can actually push patients towards counterfeit drugs on the street. These are also known as pressed pills, as they've been branded to look like legal drugs like Percocet and Vicodin. They're incredibly cheap and they're incredibly dangerous.
Buying those pills is deadly, and the way they present to the emergency room, even the treating physician does not know what is involved with the kind of presentation, because it can have not only fentanyl but also other benzodiazepines in there and other kind of substances in it.
So Dr. Sidambi makes the case for a different approach to prescribing and treatment in the medical community.
Being an addiction psychiatrist, I've always talked about non-opiate, non-narcotic pain pills to be prescribed initially for any kind of pain.
And then might be driven to the street if there are close restrictions on the relationship with the doctor and the doctor. That's what you're doing.
Yes, but what's happening in reality is that the doctors are now scared to write the prescription, and they say, I'm not going to prescribe you all this pain medication. So the patient will pay more to addiction psychiatrists. That's not at all. Medication, we are forced to go to the street looking for substitutes.
These pills are so widespread, so widespread, and lots of different kinds of primary care physicians can take possession of drugs, ultimately prescribing these drugs. But is there a capacity
Walgreens has good news for anyone managing diabetes. We've got your back. That's right. Walgreens pharmacists are here to consult with you in person and answer any questions you may have about new and existing medications. You can even get free advice from our trusted experts day and night at Walgreens.com or the mobile app. Walgreens has all major brands of diabetes testing supplies like Accu-Check and Walgreens Trimetrics. That's not just good news, it's great news. Stop by and talk to your Walgreens pharmacist today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901.
5.3 million Americans, or about 1 in 16, live with disabilities resulting from a traumatic brain injury or TBI. A TBI can occur following a fall, motor vehicle accident, stroke to the head, or another unfortunate incident. March is Brain Injury Awareness Month. IGEA Brain and Spine supports those who have suffered this life-changing injury and the families who have been affected. If you or a loved one are living with a TBI-related disability, seek the help you need and the care you deserve. IGEA Brain and Spine is the leader in advanced treatments and superior quality of care for brain injuries and other brain-related conditions. The specialists at IGEA employ the latest techniques and technology to ensure the best quality of life possible following a brain injury. Contact today by calling 866-EA411 or by visiting IGEAneuro.com. That's 866-IGEA411 or IGEAneuro.com. IGEA Brain and Spine proudly serves the New Jersey, New York metro area. Partly sunny, 47 degrees, down in the 20s for lows tonight, and then partly sunny and mid-40s tomorrow.
On the air at 880, live at radio.com, and WCDS880.com. We are WCDS News Radio 880.
Good Friday afternoon, I'm Uncle Wallace. I'm Steve Scott, 345 WCBS Sports, sponsored by First Republic Bank. Here's Rick Ackerman.
And gentlemen, it's brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. The NCAA tournament provides more and more thrills with each passing game. 4 more games tonight. We're starting with Kansas and Clemson, while Villanova, the top seed in the East, will face West Virginia. Duke and Syracuse have both bottled up teams of their zone defense and will meet in Omaha. And the final game of the night is Purdue and Texas Tech, while the Knicks are home to take on the Timberwolves. The Nets are in Toronto, and the Devils, clinging to the last playoff berth in the East, conclude their 6-game road trip in Pittsburgh. They hold just a 1-point lead over the Panthers for the final wild card in the Eastern Conference. Baseball this afternoon in Florida. Red Sox and Yankees now in the 9th, and it's Boston in front 4-0. But the big story has been another solid start from Masahiro Tanaka, who went 5 2/3 innings, gave up a run on 5 hits. He struck out 6 and walked none. In Port St. Lucie today, the Cardinals and Mets right now in the bottom of the 9th, with St. Louis in front 5-1. Michael Conforto went 1 for 4 in his first start of the spring. You have enough things to worry about every day. Insurance shouldn't be one of them. You can leave enough of worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Sports at 15 and 45. Rich Ackerman, WCBS News Radio 880 Sports.
I run a nonprofit, and well, things can get chaotic. The capital campaign, and checks were coming in left and right, and wouldn't you know it, when I put them in the mail, they got lost. Well, that overdrew our account, and no one even called to let me know. I was beside myself and started to think, maybe it's time for a new bank. One of our board members suggested we call First Republic. They had this cash management tool called Remote Deposit. So I made an appointment with a really nice banker. She even came to my office to set up the remote deposit machine. Now, the minute I get checks in, I scan them through, and they go right into our account. It's that easy. First Republic gets nonprofits. We have a mission to complete, and they help make it happen. Personal banking, business banking, private wealth management. At First Republic, it's a privilege to serve you. Member FDIC.
We're sponsored by Credit Karma. Get your truly free credit score and free credit monitoring from Credit Karma. Download the Credit Karma app today. Credit Karma, get knowing.
Right now at Land Rover Manhattan, the new 2017 Range Rover SE is only $799 a month during the Land Rover Only Adventure Sales Event. Visit LandRoverManhattan.com.
QSI 6664. Call 888-698-4801 for details.
348. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. Kelly Dillon, what's happening now?
And now we're dealing with trouble all over the Bronx. Let's start on the Deacon on the southbound side, 138th Street. We now have a broken down car slowing things up. This one takes out the left lane. Also, this accident on the southbound Bruckner still just before White Plains Road. The right and center lane still out. The Cross Bronx Expressway dealing with this crash on the eastbound side by Jerome Avenue. This takes up 2 lanes currently. Delays back to the George Washington Bridge, the upper and lower levels, at least a 20 to 25 minute wait. Westbound delays on the Cross Bronx jamming up all the way back to the Bruckner interchange. Also busy in Queens right now. Let's start on the eastbound LIE just after the BQE dealing with some police department activity. That takes out the left lane. Once you pass that, I think it's any better. The top of the back all the way out to the Cross Island and pretty slow from Nassau out to routes 106 and 107. The southbound Clearview and the Cross Island Parkway, bumper to bumper from the Broadsneck Bridge all the way down to the LIE. Also a map in the westbound belt heading towards Francis Lewis Boulevard, dealing with an accident there, at least a lane out still. West Side Highway delays. We're going back to the 70s. Those FDR delays start in the 40s, and they do continue pretty much all the way up to the outbound George. Your next traffic update in less than 10 minutes on WCBS.
Meteorologist Vanessa Murdoch in the Weather Center at CBS 2 looking at your 5-day forecast. I don't see the word snow, so we'll take that as a victory.
I know, it's just the hint of maybe a snow shower, but no, that storm that everybody was worried might swing back to the north on Sunday, just like that. Possibility of still in. There will be about a 30 in the city, 20s in the beautiful weekend, mostly sunny, highs will extend in the mid-40s, but just like today, we're going to see those clouds thickening, and then we might get some snow showers rolling on through overnight Saturday, and even through the day on Sunday. Snow showers are possible, maybe some rain showers. Sunday, the cloudier, colder half of your weekend. It's mostly cloudy in the low 40s to wrap up the weekend. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, stunning weather. Tons of sunshine. We'll be in the mid-upper 40s on Monday, and then we finally break into the 50s on Tuesday, low 50s. Wednesday, it's the mid-50s for us. Out there right now, we've got the clouds thickening across the city. Temperatures are in the mid-upper 40s. Don't know that we're going to get to 50 today, but maybe 48. We've got a chance of that. It's 47 right now. I'm meteorologist Vanessa Murdoch in the WCBS Weather Center.
Three things to know this afternoon. One, President Trump signs a $1.3 trillion budget bill he had threatened to veto. He says he only signed it to keep the military funded. He wanted more for immigration and the border wall. Two, fire marshals search for the cause of last night's deadly fire in Harlem. 37-year-old firefighter Michael Davidson was killed. And three, the city will pay a Muslim woman $85,000 after police forced her to take her hijab off while she was in custody. 3:51 at WCBS. A city councilman here in New York wants to ban smoking while walking. WCBS reporter Rich Lamb joins us from City Hall. So, Rich, how would this work?
Well, so Councilmember Peter Ku's bill would prohibit smoking while walking on a public sidewalk, traffic median, or Parks Department parking lot. Now, the council member is not under any illusion that if the ban were enacted, it would suddenly become a priority for the police to enforce. He says the vast majority of people are law-abiding. They would avoid the possibility of a $50 fine and the scorn of their fellow citizens by not walking while smoking if it does become against the law.
So what was Councilman Ku's inspiration for this?
Well, there really were a couple of them. One, personal experience. The council member had found himself walking down the street and breathing the fumes of a smoker in front of him. And he's seeing moms pushing kids in strollers on the sidewalk and Flushing, whose kids get a face full of secondhand smoke. And the other inspiration really came from Tokyo, where in certain areas of that city, smoking while walking has been banned for a decade now.
I can hear smokers clucking and sighing already. It's already pretty tough to be a smoker in New York City, isn't it?
Well, I'd start with the fact that a pack is about $13. And then there are lots of places where it's already banned. To try to go through that list would take a little bit too long, but to jump around a little bit, bars and pubs, airports, buses, ferries, New York City parks, beaches, and boardwalks, pools, and public golf courses. Where can you smoke? In a private residence. residents in a private vehicle in a hotel room designated for smokers. And right now, on city sidewalks, but not within 15 feet of any entrance to a healthcare facility, but they want to take that away too.
Rich, you know the inner workings of the city council as well as anybody. Does this have any chance of passing and becoming law, banning smoking on the sidewalk?
Well, I know that the councilman member told me this morning that he has 5 other council members lined up with him on that bill, but you know, they're 51, and well, he has a little bit of work to do. Let's just put it that way.
All right, Rich, thanks. Have a great weekend. WCBS reporter Rich Lamb at City Hall. 354 WCBS.
Hello, you've reached Toyota. This is Jan.
Oh, Jan, I'm so ready for spring. I can't wait to get out and go somewhere.
Now through April 2nd, we have low APR financing on select models. Oh, just love the sound of spring. The river coming alive. Young Hudson's in their nest singing is very cute. Wow, you're good.
For you, let's go places. Now, customers will qualify. See if I can fit in your details.
New York are hosting meetings in local neighborhoods to find out what it's going to take to make us all feel safer. They want to know what we think. So what could probably help is having policing in neighborhoods be the same in certain communities for a while. I think would help us feel more like, okay, we know this officer, you know, there's some sort of connection. There's a communication and acknowledgement of one each other as these people.
Go to buildablock.nyc to find it.
289-2646. You can thank me later, but call 800-289-2646 for the free booklet now. Hey, welcome back. Look, I'm going to cut to the chase. I want you to go to Casper.com, code SAVAGE, for one reason. You've heard me talk about it. It's a great deal. It's as simple as this. You can try your mattress out for 100 nights in your own home. There's nothing better. Will a car dealer let you take a car out for 100 test days? No. How about a shoe store, 100 days? No. Well, Casper's doing that. They're giving you 100 nights to test the Casper mattress in your own home. It's a great deal. It comes to you in a little box. You don't like it, they'll pick it up for free. You can sleep on it for 100 nights. Take the 100-night sleep challenge. You'll love your mattress. You're going to love it, love it, love it. Go to Casper.com, code SAVAGE, and you're going to get $50 off on select mattresses. That's code SAVAGE at Casper.com to save $50 on select mattresses. Casper.com. Terms and conditions do apply. 855-47482. So Tuesday's night we got slapped. We got slapped by the appointment of a warmonger, John Bolton, the Walrus. I am the Walrus. He is the one who gave us the Iraq War. How many men are dead? How many men are in wheelchairs? How many wounded warriors there are because of this Walrus, John Bolton, who made up the WFD for George Bush? You're paying me to do this. You're paying me in the sense that you're investing the capital called your time in listening to this show. If I can't give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God, there's no reason to be on the radio. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm not trying to build a new house. Here are the never-Trumpers for John Bolton. Bill Kristol, you know him, don't you? The Quisling from that magazine, the Washington, whatever. I don't even know the name of it. Weekly Standard. He loved John Bolton. Marco Rubio loved John Bolton. Lindsey Graham, two-faced pinko, loves John Bolton. John McCain, two-faced pinko, endorsed Bolton. Jeb Bush. Remember Jeb Bush? Do you remember when Trump ran what he said about Jeb Bush? How he beat him up and insulted him? Jeb Bush said Bolton is a friend of the Bush family. The Bushes are now running the country. They've been laying in the background. Now, the people in the radio who support John Bolton, and you'll know who they really are, as opposed to who they hoodwink you as to who they say they are.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now, 855-400-SAVAGE, 855-400-7282. Savage.
convicted felons, corrupt state legislators. In Albany, it never ends. State Senator John Sampson, convicted of obstruction of justice and lying to the FBI. Senator Malcolm Smith, convicted of extortion. And Senator Hiram Montserrat, convicted of domestic assault. And who was the Senate's chief counsel? Shelley Mayer. Shelley Mayer is part of the problem. Mayer even supported Shelley Silver after he secretly spent $100,000 of taxpayer money to settle sexual harassment charges. The ultimate Albany insider, Shelley Mayer learned her politics from these corrupt politicians. And now she wants to be our senator. Shelley Mayer is everything that's wrong with state government. If you want to change Albany, then don't vote for Shelley Mayer. She's just more of the same. Paid for by New Yorkers for a balanced Albany. Not expressly authorized or requested by any candidate's political committee or any of its agents.
NJDiet.com presents real people with real weight challenges getting real results.
My name is Dan. I'm still in the program. Phenomenally, 35 pounds in 44 days. Most of it was like that. There you go.
I'm on day 14 of the program.
Okay, and how much weight have you lost?
On my scale at home, approximately 20 pounds.
Okay, and has the program been easy to follow?
It has been very easy to follow.
Jonathan, how much weight have you lost?
38 pounds.
38 pounds in 40 days, correct?
Correct.
And did you find the program easy to follow?
Yes.
And how do you feel?
I feel fabulous. Since I started on day 1,
All natural and customizable using blood work and DNA testing. See the results for yourself at NJDiet.com. Now with a new office in Princeton, New Jersey. Lose 20 to 50 pounds in 40 days guaranteed. Come see Dr. T at NJ Diet. 1-855-5NJ-DIET and NJDiet.com. Change your life in only 40 days with NJ Diet.
Sunrise Chevrolet has a vast selection of cars, trucks, vans, and
about on 77 WABC. The city and the FDNY in mourning. A 15-year veteran firefighter dies in a Harlem blaze where a movie by Edward Millen was being filmed. 37-year-old Davidson, who was assigned to the nozzle for Engine 69, headed into the 5-story building on St. Nicholas Avenue, but Commissioner Daniel Nigro says he never walked out.
Somehow while backing out of that building, firefighter Davidson was separated from the rest of the unit. A search ensued. Members tried desperately to find firefighter Davidson. When they did, he was unconscious.
Sadness and shock among firefighters where Davidson was stationed. WABC's Bob Brown has that part of the story.
A playground across the street from Engine Company 69 filled with children laughing and playing. However, the mood inside the firehouse somber. Michael Davidson's fellow firefighters trying to come to grips with the tragedy. Tom, who didn't want to reveal his last name, is a retired firefighter. He used to work here.
I worked with his father. You know, they're in a shock. We're in shock. There's nothing else we could say. It's just, trying to comfort the family right now at this point.
Meantime, neighbors are in shock. We didn't even saw babies. In Harlem, Bob Brown, WABC News.
Ahead of the March for Our Lives in Washington tomorrow, students are rallying today in Brooklyn for gun reform. Marcia Gadsden is director for Ascend Schools.
I'm asking that instead of increased police presence, that we invest in schools, that we invest in school programs, that we provide after-school programs for our children, not for enrichment for our young people.
As many as 500,000 people are expected in D.C., making it one of the largest protests since the Vietnam era. President Trump, after threatening to veto, signed the $1.3 trillion spending bill and avoiding a government shutdown. CNN's Caitlin Collins reports from the White House.
His biggest frustration here was that this bill does not include enough funding for his border wall, a very small percentage of what the White House actually asked for to build that wall, the wall that, as you remember, during the campaign, the president said time and time again Mexico was going to pay for.
WABC News Time 4:02. Right now, traffic, and Bill Evans has your weekend forecast. Coming up next.
$1,000. 4 chances every weekday. It's weekday payday, and it begins soon. 77 WABC. Brought to you by Hackensack Meridian Health.
At Spectrum Business, we believe in earning your business every day. That's why we deliver over 90
99.9% network reliability, and don't believe in contracts. Don't have them, won't make you sign one. That's right. Spectrum Business, the provider of the best internet, voice, and TV solutions for your business, has no contracts. No contracts to get our best price. No contracts to get the fastest internet starting speed. No contracts to get advanced business voice. And if your current provider has you stuck in a contract, we'll even get you out of it. So what are you waiting for? Take control and find out what it's like to work with a company that will earn your business every day. Now that's the way business should be done. Call 866-825-9012 or visit business.spectrum.com and get Spectrum Business today. You'll get the best internet and voice for your business with no contract. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Here's Jeff McKay with Right Now Traffic.
A motorcycle accident now slowing everything down on Long Island. And from the RayCatina.com Traffic Center, I'm Jeff McKay. And right down the Southern State Parkway, it is crawling from the Meadowbrook Parkway westbound exit 17 in West Hempstead. 2 of the 4 lanes taken out with a wreck involving a motorcycle. Eastbound side of the Southern, there's just too many cars. Not enough Southern State. From before exit 17, there's traffic all the way to Massapequa. A lot of traffic, too, through Queens on both the LIE and the Grand Central. The Grand Central, much more loaded than usual right now off the RK Triborough Bridge and right through Queens into Nassau County. The LIE just as bad, if not worse, from the BQE as you head out toward Lake Success. And right now, every approach to the GW Bridge having it rough. 95 delays in nearly an hour heading into the GW Bridge. And the eastbound Cross Bronx is jammed over to Jerome Avenue where they were working to clear an accident. 30-minute delay now at the GW Bridge on your way into New York, and I think that number's starting to go up. The Lincoln Tunnel better than the Holland Tunnel as you make your way out of town. And right now on the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway, that is a truck that got stuck near the Kosciuszko Bridge. 1 long line of brake lights all the way back toward Industry City on the Gowanus Expressway. Regional rails, they're currently operating on time and in New Jersey. Watch for delays on the Jersey Turnpike. Both spurs, especially the Western Spur, having it rough. The Western Spur with about a 7-mile delay, making your way south to Newark. In the next traffic report in about 10 minutes. From the RayCatina.com Traffic Center, Jeff McKay on 77 WABC. And here's Bill Evans with the forecast.
We got a lot of sunshine, but it's brisk and chilly. It feels like the 30s, even though we're getting into the mid-40s right now. Tonight we got a low of 31, 21 in the suburbs. It'll be clear, it'll be chilly. Tomorrow we got sunshine, high 44, low 32. Sunday, sun and clouds, high 44, low 30. There might be a rain shower or a snow shower on Sunday. The next week we're going to warm up to 56 by Mets opening day Thursday. Change your life in only 40 days now with a new office in Princeton, New Jersey. Call 855-5NJ-DIET or log on to njdiet.com. This is Meteorologist Bill Evans, 77 WABC, where New York comes to talk.
On Wall Street, the Dow suffering through one of its worst weeks since January of last year. Actually, since 2016, and it is down over 420 points to 23,533. NASDAQ down 174 points. The S&P at the close down 55 points. Sports night, Knicks host the Timberwolves. Nets visit the Raptors. Devils at the Penguins. 49, mostly cloudy. I'm Jerry Barmash on 77 WABC, where New York comes to talk.
Warning. The Savage Nation contains adult language, adult content, psychological nudity. Listener discretion is advised. And now, America's most exciting radio talk show, The Savage Nation, home of borders, language, culture. And here he is, author of Liberalism is a Mental Disorder, Trump's War, and God, Faith, and Reason, Michael Savage.
Leader has clearly put forth many of the priorities that we're very proud of in a bill that is 1 yard high. It's 1 yard high. About half of it is the bill, and a quarter of it are earmarks, and another quarter are report language. And it's interesting to see from the standpoint of regular order why the Republicans thought that would be a good idea. Well, I think one of the reasons they rushed it through, posting it last night, taking it to rules on the floor today, not honoring the 3-day rule, they didn't want their Republican colleagues to see just exactly what was in the bill. Did you just hear what the worst enemy of America
in modern American history just said? Did you hear what this witch just said? The Republicans rushed the bill through because they didn't want their colleagues to see what was in it, as she gloated and laughed about the obscenity of the spending in that bill. It couldn't be worse. And I allege again, on this very tragic and sad day in American history, that if Hillary Clinton had won the election, meaning let's say I had not been on the radio, I was the swing, and I hadn't pushed many of you for 1 year straight to come out and vote again and take one more chance. Had I not been on the radio and Hillary had won, she could never have gotten this bill through Congress. Never. They wouldn't have passed it. Why? Because the very same people who are glowing about it, McConnell and the others, would be saying, oh, we're not funding this obscenity. We're not funding Planned Parenthood. We're not funding NPR. We're not giving money to China. We're not giving money to this country and that country. It's obscene. It's pork barrel spending. It's irresponsible. It's not fiscally responsible. And it wouldn't. But today it went through. Trump faked the veto and then went ahead a few hours later and signed it. Anyway, so it's a very sad day. And I'm asking you, will you vote for a Republican ever again? 2018, by the way, looks bad right now. It's not so much that the left is going to come out and vote in droves for their people, which they will do. It's that the people I motivated and others in the media who motivated others to vote Republican are not going to vote again. They're going to disappear. And so I ask you to comment if you wish. Someone sent me this tweet today on my Twitter feed. It says, now that our country is officially destroyed, where can you lead us? We don't want to wander in a desert for 40 years, but it couldn't be worse than what happened today. I wish I could tell you that I have some commune somewhere to lead you to, where we could establish our own imaginary world. But I don't have a castle in the sky for you. I have no castle in the sky for you. We just have to live through this. We have nowhere to go right now. This is our country. I know the future. Trump will not run again. Another one says, well, anyway, there's a lot of comments. I'm not going to just read them. You can read your article, the article that was written